What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. Let's talk about it. The Shy. This is season 1, episode 4. Alright, I thought this was a pretty good episode, but I'll talk about it in a little while, but I thought it was a really good show. We kind of got more from all the characters a little bit this episode. We learned a little bit more about Ronnie and his struggles, Like I said, I thought he was going to be going through some guilt, and we've seen that manifest in this episode, so it was really good. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so we start off the episode with Kevin, Brandon, and Ronnie all together under the bridge where they had the little confrontation in the park. Ronnie goes ahead and admits to killing Coogie. He says, I'm the one, you the one who killed my brother. Yes, I'm the one who killed your brother. And Brandon commenced to beating his ass. And Kevin is standing there, he's shook, he don't really know what to do, even though you brought the boy to the situation. We hear one shot, and we see Ronnie stumbling through the streets trying to get to somewhere that's safe. I guess he's trying to get to his grandmother's house. We eventually figure that out, but he's stumbling through the street, and he stumbles in front of this mosque. And did you see Common doing his cameo? He comes out, asks the dude if he needs some help. Did he need to call the police? He said no. And the police car kind of drives by, and Ronnie scoots on out the way. He keep on stumbling on down the street. It just shows you how these people do not want to operate using the police, like how much they don't trust the police. Because if you call the ambulance, they're gonna call the police eventually, and you're gonna go to jail for something. So then we see Brandon and Kevin running through, they are also running through the park trying to get away, because we saw Ronnie stumbling under the bridge. They're running away on top of the bridge. Kevin started tripping when they running, he like, oh my God, is he okay? Oh my God, I didn't mean to do it, I'm sorry, all these different things, because we have to remember that Kevin is a child, and he starts to trip like a little kid. Y'all start crying and saying, I'm sorry. And at that moment, Brandon takes him and hugs him for a minute, and then we flash back to the meetup. And like I said, Ronnie admits to killing Coogie, Brandon commits to beating his ass, and then we come back and we see Brandon talking to Kevin, telling him to take his shirt off. It got blood on it, wash his shirt clean. He put the shirt back on. He tell him, go home, do not talk about this to anybody. Brandon then takes the gun, and then he puts the gun in his bag, and he put his jacket on, and he try to walk, and look inconspicuous. He's walking home as well. So we see Ronnie. We see this scene went on with Ronnie stumbling through the damn neighborhood, child. I was tired. I was tired of looking at Ronnie ass just stumbling through the whole neighborhood, child. But he's still stumbling through the neighborhood. He finally makes it to his grandmother's house. While Kevin is sneaking into his sister's house, or Kevin is sneaking into his house, his sister is helping him, and she helps him hide it from the mom. Cause his shirt was wet, she was gonna ask questions or whatever, so she distract the mom, and he make it through saying, you gonna owe me one late. So while Brandon is walking home, he gets stopped by the police. They hem him up for absolutely no reason, y'all. This is why people don't like the police. I'm gonna be honest with you, because even though we know he just came from something, he was literally walking down the street minding his business, and a police officer told him to stop for no reason whatsoever. So he didn't stop, he kept walking. The police pulled him over. They jump out the car, and they, hem him up on the car, and he tells them, where you coming from? I'm coming from work. Where you work? I work at this, fancy restaurant. And the cop is like, oh, I've been trying to get a reservation there with my wife for 2 months for the anniversary. Okay, he said, well, I can call and get your reservation. So he calls. Well, he was about to pull his phone out of his pocket. Listen, they was finna shoot his ass, okay? He was like, I'm just getting my phone. He called the restaurant, and the lady gave him a reservation for Saturday night, and they let him go by the grace of God was on his side, okay? Because they could have took him straight on jail, because they took his bag, and that gun was right there in that book bag. Bitch ass police. Okay, grandmother wakes up at her house, and she walks around the corner and into the living room. She sees blood on the wall, and then she finds Ronnie laying in the doorway. And she calls her nurse, which is Emmett's mom. We remember that. She comes over and she stitches him up because their mom didn't want to call the hospital. I really like the exchange between the mom and Emmett's mom, because she was saying, our boys are our life. We call the ambulance, they're gonna take him to the hospital, they're gonna call the police, and they're gonna take him to jail. That's the only thing the police are good for. I really need your help. You a nurse, I need for you to nurse. And I loved how she begged her. She begged her to help, but she was still like, girl, you know what it is, the X, Y, and Z. And so mom, even though she didn't want to do it, because you could lose your license for doing stuff like that, so I perfectly understand her not want to do that, even though she might have understood her plight. But girl, I can't help you, girl. I can't do nothing about that. Okay, sis, I'm trying to keep my job and keep a roof over my head. So, but she finally relents and lets her do it. So then we flash to, it's, like I said, it's the next morning. Brandon is at home. He wakes up, and all we see is Jerika jumping on top of him or going off. So she finds the gun that was in the bag. She don't even want to listen to the boy, his explanation, don't even want to hear any of it. She just tells him to pack his stuff and get out the house. And he was like, babe, you don't even want to hear. No, ooh God, that accent just be, ooh God, that New Orleans accent just, it do something to me. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. When he was like, babe, you don't even want to hear what, she was like, no, I would listen to what you had to say. Now the thing about Jerrika is I understand where she is because I'm a black woman and I know sometimes you don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about no stupid ass gangster shit that's gonna put you in jail. I mean, basically, so you know, all of this you talking about protecting your brother's name and avenging your brother wouldn't want you to go to prison for killing somebody behind him. So I understand that, you know, I don't care about the story. I don't care about none of that. I just need for you to stop doing this stupid stuff. And if you ain't gonna stop doing it, get the hell out of my house. I can understand it. But at the same time, because that's your man, I would have sit and listened to him. At least explain what the situation was and then cussed him out. So, you know, I don't feel like they kind of making us hate Jerrika, and I ain't really with that. You know, I'm not really with that. But I don't like the fact that she don't listen to him. So, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on the whole Jerrika thing. So, Dread friend, I don't know his name, y'all. Anyway, the little boy that's friends with Kevin with the dreadlocks, we see him getting ready for school in the morning, and then we find out that his brother is Reggie. Okay, Reggie is the drug dealer dude. He kind of like the middleman on the totem pole. He ain't the high man, and he ain't the boss, but he like the middleman. So Reggie walks up on his brother and start lining him up and asking him, you know, he telling him he getting older. It was just like so creepy because like, who on this show have like a normal family? Nobody has like a family that's, you know, at least based on love, except for hell, Ronnie. Ronnie probably the only one. His grandmama love him. And Emmett, you know, Emmett and his mom, she loves him. But this little boy, this dysfunctional ass families we got, we need to pray about them, okay? Because the whole scene was a little freaky to me because it turned from, oh, you growing up like a tender moment you would have with your brother or sister into something crazy. Like he basically put the clippers to the boy's eye and was like, I know you took my gun, get my gun back. And so little boy is freaked out, which I would be too. We come to Q, and Q is still sitting up there, baby. He got him a radio now. He's sitting there with his cigar, and he is watching the Dope House. Okay, that's basically his assignment, is to watch the Dope House. Cruz is out here playing baseball with the homies, like he got invited to last week. He's not very good at it because he's sort of preoccupied with his whole situation and what's going on with him. And so Whitefish walk up to him and is like, listen, you didn't tell me that Ronnie was your CI. CI means confidential informant, if y'all don't know that. They get paid by the police officer to snitch on people. So it was interesting to me that when grandmama said, or well later on, well grandmama said that he's not no snitch, and he's actually a snitch, okay? Ronnie is Cruz's confidential informant. He says, so you show him your kid's body without permission, you know, out of respect. Maybe you tell him we had somebody in custody too. I think I know what happened. I think you fucked up and you got this little boy killed. But see, he's doing all that to negate the fact that he has something to do with Jason's death, okay? So we'll figure that out later. But he basically says, you know, I have you back whenever you're ready. You might as well just tell me the truth so, you know, we could work on the plan together. And he like, I'm good, okay? He was like, well, you know, I had your back whenever you're ready. Just let me know. He ain't gonna have your back. He gonna throw you under the bus. And he basically just let him know, I got shit on you too. Just in case you find some shit on me, I got some shit on you. And that's what's gonna happen. He gonna find out. I can see that coming a mile away. He gonna find out that this white officer has something to do with this boy murder, Jason's murder, the high school basketball player dude. And he's gonna say, well, you're not gonna tell on me because I'm not gonna tell on you. We briefly, like I said, go back to the nurse. The mom begs and pleads, so the nurse fixes him. She says that he not gonna tell, you know, I was never here, X, Y, and Z. So Brandon comes home and to stay with his mom because Jerrika has kicked him out the apartment, and the whole relationship with the stepdad is pretty interesting to me. It feels like to me that the stepdad is trying to bond with him, but he's so fucked up on the inside that he doesn't know how to bond with another male without being extra aggressive. And it feels to me like Brandon had been through this like a million times with all her boyfriends, so he don't care. He over it. Like, he like, you could stay or go. I could take you or leave you. Like, it don't matter. And he's suppressing the fact that he want to beat this man ass, because this man, like, he'll come at him and try to be cool with him for a second and like talk to him, but then he will do things like take the gun and hide it. Now, I understand the gun was in your house, and it's not your house, it's his mama house, first of all. Let's just get that straight. But he lived there, and if he's the man of the house, I can see why he wouldn't want a gun in the house without them telling him or whatever. But at the same time, you don't take nobody's stuff and then get rid of it and then act like you could have just took it and said, hey, I put it somewhere safe because I don't want no guns in my house. So you can tell he was doing it as a power move to let you know, nigga, this my house now. You know, he's basically let him know, like, I'm gonna be your daddy. I'm gonna be around. I ain't going nowhere. Now, I don't know if he's a good or a bad dude, because the mom seems to be doing better because she's with him. So the verdict is still out on him, because he did say Coogie was a good kid and his spirit was peaceful and all of that. So that was pretty interesting. His character is interesting to me. The stepdad. I don't know what y'all think about that. But Brandon goes home to the house and he needs to stay at home. They painting the house because, like to say, they're getting ready to sell it. So they trying to freshen it up and paint and get it ready for the new people that's coming. He texts Kevin and he hides the gun because Kevin texts him like, I need the gun back. You know, little kids say he need the gun. So his stepdad comes in. He talks about painting in different colors, and like he said, his mama don't come in there anymore because she feel like Coogie's ghost is up in the room. And he said, you know, I was in here the other night by myself and I felt it too. And he was like, why are you telling me this? And he was like, just because, you know, if you feel something, I didn't want you to think you was going crazy. Then we have Brandon puts the gun in his bag, and that's when the dad sees it. He kind of noticed him, you know, trying to hide something because he knew something was up. So then we flash back again to Under the Tunnel. I don't really like how they use the flashback device. I kind of like the way that the show moves in a linear way and we don't have flashback. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of flashbacks. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The only show I really like that uses flashbacks and flash forwards is How to Get Away with Murder. Other than that, I'm not really for a flashback. And I feel like it took us out of the type of show it is, like The Wire type of show. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like it took us out of that and took us into more of a drama type situation. So anywho, but they flash back to the fight and Brandon is beating him up, and you know, we see Kevin tripping, pulling out the gun. He's like putting his hand on the gun because Brandon didn't even know it was a gun in the situation. In the you know, there wasn't even a gun in the whole situation. Brandon didn't know that. Brandon said he about to leave and go do something from his mama house. His mama said, where you going? And we could make pork chops for dinner. You gonna be back? And he was like, the stepdad like, nah, we ain't spaghetti, we ain't no pork chops. When he left, she was like, why you doing all that? You know we having pork chops. He was like, because you don't want to make that nigga too comfortable. He gonna be saying, like, stepdaddy, he get on my nerves, but he funny. Like, you ever had just that one screwed up person in your family that's just been screwed up like their whole life? Everybody just like, well, it just is what it is, child, just deal with it. And that's how I feel like stepdaddy is. Like, I already talked about the nurse story, but I do want to let you know, when she went to get supplies, that she did run into a doctor or another nurse and was like, all right, you need to sign the supplies out and make sure you put the patient number with the supplies. And she was like, okay. So I feel like she gonna get in trouble for this later on down the line. I hope not, because she's really just trying to do them a good deed. Dread friend catches up with Kevin, and he said he gonna need that gun back. His brother do not play. On the way to school that day, friend with the dreads tells Kevin that he needs his gun back because his brother don't play. He tell him he don't have it right now. He gotta get it, but he gonna get it back. He like, bro, just get it back. And then at the same time, Claudine walks up and invites him to a party after school. So you know, Kevin is like scared but excited about the party at the same time. We're at Sonny's restaurant. He's just talking to another customer, and Q comes in and tells him that he needs his toolbox. Sonny's like, you think I kept it after all these years? Yeah, I kept it. It's in the back. So he go get the tool kit, and then he said to get him some bones and some scraps together. Sonny, when he left out of the restaurant, Sonny was like, hey, because he was like, what you about to do? He was like, I'm going fishing or whatever he said. And he was like, well, if you catch somebody, you know what he said? He told him something about if he caught somebody, X, Y, and Z. And when he leaves out the restaurant, Sonny had this worried, perplexed look on his face, like this nigga is into something that he ain't got no business being into, that he don't need to be into, basically. Kevin then asks Brandon, well, has he heard anything about the dude? Has he heard anything about him being dead or whatever? And Brandon tells him, do not speak about this again. Don't say anything about this again. And then we flash back to the fight again, and we find out that Kevin was the shooter. We see him shoot Ronnie. So all the friends go to Claudine's social at the house. And you know, she said, what you supposed to bring something to a party when you come? And Papa pulled out a bag of chips out his bag, and he was like, you're welcome. Like, he just always had bags of chips in his bag, okay? I live for Papa. So they get in the party. The party is boring, as is with young kids. You know, don't nobody dance until like some people start getting on the dance floor, and then people will go and start dancing. Or you know, everybody just on their phone. That's what people do these days. So they boring, and Papa said he about to turn this shit up. He boring. This is boring. So he go out there and he cranked the music up and he started dancing. Everybody started dancing with him. It was so cute. Kevin and Dre friend, they joined in, so they got a little bit of joy out this episode, just a little bit. So Brandon comes back home and he's looking for the gun to give to Kevin, and he cannot find the gun. He realizes that his stepdad probably took the gun, and he confronts him. So when he confronts him, they like walk up on each other like they gonna fight each other. It was like, it's been like Brandon wants to beat this man up the whole episode, and I just feel like you should do it. Like, you should punch him dead in his mouth to let him know you're not gonna talk to me like I'm crazy. But I low-key feel like the old man might have him, you know, on the old man grip, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how that fight will go. I'm not exactly sure, but he tells him, you wrong, you shouldn't have brought no gun up in my damn house, and the gun is gone. Brandon meets up with Kevin and tells him that he don't have the gun. Okay, he had it, but then, you know, some things had went down and he don't have the gun. And he like, listen, brother with the dreads said, nah, I gotta go back and tell my brother, like, Reggie ain't nobody you wanna play with. You know what I'm saying? Like, he crazy, he ain't gonna kill me, cause I'm his brother. So Brandon like, listen, I'll go tell him, and Kevin is like, I'll go tell him, you know, it's all gonna fall back on me, cause I'm the one who took the gun. And then they was like, nah, bro, go home, we don't know what's gonna happen. Brandon and Dread brother, they go to Reggie's house to tell him that they don't have the gun anymore. We don't know what's gonna happen. Y'all, after they tell Reggie that they're walking home, in this little moment, Papa is everything to me, okay? Well, he was talking about he be making bracelets, and he be making the ones with the crosses and stuff too, and they was like, bro, you are weird or whatever. He was like, no, I'm just creative. Okay, I was like, you better get into it. Papa gonna be somebody. He going somewhere in life. All right, I just wanted to mention that little part. That is so cute to me. So Mima go into Ronnie's room and asking him, did he kill somebody? What happened? And he was like, no, he didn't kill somebody. Then he started having a flashback to getting beat up. So they just beat him up. So we're back with Q, and Q is going to give that same dog that Coogie was feeding. He's feeding him food, and basically, you know, becoming his friend. And then we see, or he starts breaking into the fence to get the dog. Then we see Whitefish in the car talking to Mini-Me Don Cheadle. Y'all, this dude looks so much like Don Cheadle. Like, it took me like, I was like, is that his son? Is that his brother? This man looks exactly like Don Cheadle. I don't know what his name is, but he looks so much like him to me, like that could be literally his son. So Whitefish is talking to Don Cheadle Jr. He asked him, you know, about Jason and about what happened with that boy. He said, you know, I took care of that, right? So it's something with them two and Jason. So basically, this dude is either a police officer too undercover, or he's like a mole, or, you know, or something like that, or he an informant or something like that. And he is above Reggie. So Don Cheadle Jr. is above Reggie, and then you got Reggie. Okay, and I think Q above all their ass, to be honest with you. He just out the game or something like that. Why he sitting in the car? Here come Q with the dog. I mean, walking the dog on the leash, just smiling and waving, honey, and the dude jump out the car. He like, what's up with him? You know what's up? But my thing was, do Q know he informant? Do Q know that Whitefish is a police officer? I know he's snooping trying to figure out what's the tea. He knows something ain't right. He gonna figure out what's going on with that whole situation. So I'm actually here for Q at this point. And I just want to point out that the dude who jumped out the car, he didn't strike me as gangster. Like, he didn't strike me. He had like a regular polo. He had like a regular crew neck, blue shirt on, and some nice skinny jeans, and like some cute shoes. Like, he looked like he go to college. He didn't look like a dope dealer. Like, Reggie looked like a dope dealer. You know what I'm saying? This dude ain't look like no dope dealer. So maybe he is a police officer on the low. So now we at Reggie's house, and Brandon comes in. He get patted down, threw up against the wall. You know, that he tells Reggie that he don't have the gun no more. You know, he had it, but then he don't have it no more. So Reggie like, okay, well, what you gonna do? How you gonna pay it back? And he was like, you know, he tried to give him $150, and they quickly dismissed that, and he tells him, no, well, you got good credit. He was like, yeah, you know, you got above a 720. That nigga said, I think I do. Brandon, can we get married? Can we get married? Cause I ain't gonna tell y'all what my credit score is. It ain't no 720, and it ain't close. Who can help me? Put that in the comments. I need somebody to help me with credit counseling, okay? Cause Sally Mae is like a monkey on my back. Hello. But anyway, back to the story. He had $150. He tried to give them to him. They said, no, we're not taking $150. You have good credit. I'ma holler at you. Don't you worry. So this gonna come in later on. Now they gonna have your social security number on some shit. Now, Brandon, now you really about to mess up now, Brandon. You really about to mess up, and it's always cause he's trying to do the right thing. You notice that about Brandon. They're making his character like good to a fault. Okay? Like, his character is too good for me. Like, you need to get a little grimy, son. Because you about to mess up your whole life and all your credit. Getting these people your social security number. You got the game You got life messed up, okay? He lets him leave. So Jerika's with the homegirls, like, we could have left this whole scene out because I really don't care about Jerika. I mean, unless she gonna have like an actual storyline, like I don't care about her being upset about him having a gun because girl, you didn't even listen to why he had the gun or what. So anyway, she with her homegirls and you know, one of her homegirls talking about a man and you know what all the shenanigans he was doing, and she breaks down and tells them what's going on with her and Brandon. Not everything, but she found the gun and you know, she kicked him out. And so she don't want them to bring that in their home. Okay, so the girls come for her. That's that. So we're back at Reggie's and now little bro comes in, little dread bro. He comes in and he says, you know, I'm not gonna fuck you up because you my brother. Basically like, thank God you my brother. And I'm not gonna mess you up, but you owe me too. He like, okay, well what you want me to do? He was like, matter of fact, we gonna need another hitter since you like to take stuff. So since you like guns, we gonna need another hitter. So you in for real now. You in all the way. He said that's for life. So little brother looked like he was a little happy at first, and he was like, but first, before you know, basically like, I'm gonna break your virginity, you know what I mean? And this girl gonna break your virginity and you gonna be in the gang. So he was excited and the girl walks over and she just knees him in the gut. He was like, and if you cry, I'm gonna beat your ass even harder. So he gets a reality about gang life. Like, you think it's glorified because you not, you know, he not broke and y'all have money and this and other, but it's a whole other side. So you can see that the child in him was scared. He was a little excited at first, but that shit quickly got knocked off his face when he got gutter punched, okay? So it's about to be a rough road for Dread Friend. I need to learn his name because I just feel like we don't need to get too attached. I don't even know if I'm going to learn his name because we don't need to get too attached to him because he ain't going to be around. You can't be enamored by gang life and live a long life, okay, honey? It's just not going to happen. I'm kind of sad about that. We'll see what happens with that storyline. So Cruz busts into Meemaw's house looking for Ronnie, and he busted through all the rooms looking for him. He can't find him, you know. He sees the blood on the wall, and she pulled a gun on him, a shotgun, to him to get out. He like, you holding a gun on the officer? She's like, officer who broke into my house. So he's looking for him because now them chickens is coming to roost, honey. He needs to figure out what's going on with this Jason situation so he can have something on Whitefish, and Whitefish won't just have something on him, okay? He finds the bloody sheets, he finds everything, and you know, he leaves. Ronnie, it had snuck out the house and he made it back to the basement apartment, you know, where he was staying at the beginning of the series. But the dude, his little friends who we sent on the stoop, told him that Elton was looking for him. So he goes over to Elton, which is basically across the street, and goes in. Y'all, I'm falling in love with this character as well because they're purposely making him like extremely eccentric, and I'm here for the shit. It reminds me of, you know, the character from Power, you know, the Mexican drug lord. I'm here for it. Or Colombian. I don't know if he was Mexican, Colombian. I don't know what his ethnicity was, but he was a drug lord, and I lived for him, and he was like super flamboyant and gay. Now this dude is not super flamboyant and gay, but he's just really eccentric, and I'm here for it. He was hanging upside down like a bat. He jumps down, and it was just so interesting. He told it was just so hilarious. Well, he asked him what he want, which was weird. Like, why would you come over here? You know, why would you ask me what I want and you the one who want me to come over here? But he says, did he handle his business? Basically, did you take care of this little boy that you need to take care of all the witnesses, you know, that know you did this crime? And he was like, they got the body on this gun you sold me. And he says yes, but we all know he hasn't taken care of no business. So he goes into the kitchen and he tells the dude to give it to him. So the dude reaching his pants, about a bodyguard dude, and give him the phone. He like, bro, I ain't tell you to put it there. I told you to keep it safe. Smelling like balls and stuff. Like, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. Like, I lived for that part. It's nice to get these little funny pockets, you know, where you can laugh and kind of let some of that tension go that's going on around the main story. So this is Jason's phone. Apparently the homeless man did have the phone, the one the police officer roughed up, and he told Elton about it and gave it to him. So now we have the infamous phone that everybody looking for. So I feel like I already know what's gonna happen with this. Ronnie gonna look in the phone, he gonna find something about Whitefish, and then he gonna bring it to white police officer. He gonna bring it to Cruz. So Brandon just go to his cousin's house so he can hang out and chill out for a while. I'm really liking his cousin, the whole vibe with the garden, and you know how he's really peaceful and he don't about all that drama. You know, he's just trying to live his life, and I love that. So he just sits down and talks to his cousin. Well, he tells his cousin he don't want to talk, and then we get the flashback of what happened. So we see that Brandon was beating this boy up, and then he just gets up. Brandon was Brandon was beating Ronnie up, and then he just gets up and walks away, and Kevin is like tripping. He's like, what we gonna do? Ronnie, get up, and then he shoots him with the gun. And at the end of the episode, Brandon is just sitting down there with his cousin, like I said, trying to process the whole situation that just happened, how his life is about to change, because this man gonna use your credit to do something he ain't got no business doing. You gonna be wrapped up in there. You trying to get out the hood. You trying to, you know, change your life and credit and your social security number and your job and things of this nature. So I think he's just thinking about every stupid thing. He should have just stayed out of it from the beginning, y'all, but he didn't, and now we're here. So I want to hear your thoughts about this episode. Overall, I thought it was a solid episode. I thought it was one of those episodes that kind of like put everybody in position, and then the next 3 episodes or 4 episodes, or 3 episodes, it will kind of lay out the rest of the story for us. The season is only 7 episodes. Hopefully it will get picked up for season 2. But I want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notification button so you can get them videos when they come up. I didn't do Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder last week because I had a lot of car trouble last week. I had to drive to Louisiana. I didn't get my car fixed, so I ended up driving out there for nothing. I had to get a radiator. It was a lot of stuff that was going on, so I just didn't have the time, y'all, to make the video. I'm just not gonna be honest with you. I feel like it's too late for me to make it now and try to put it out. I'm not gonna get any views, so I'll just wait till next week. All right, I apologize, but I just had so much going on. I just did not have the time to make the videos and edit them last week. So you will get Assassination of Gianni Versace this week. You also will get a What's Poppin' this week. This is gonna be like 2 weeks of stuff to talk about, and you will also get a How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal this week. So like I said, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. I'll holler at y'all next week. Peace.